Willits, Omen Stories. Tractors are awesome.
This is an Avery, which I have never heard of. I've heard of Case, Farmall, and John Deere.
Cat.
And Cat.
Yeah,
well,
Caterpillar.
Cat was just Caterpillar. Anyway, I used to drive when I was very, very young, probably in the 3rd grade, I used to drive a John Deere when we did plowing on my uncle's farm. And because they wanted the rows to be straight, they would take a pillowcase, put it over a fence post at the end of the row, and you were supposed to keep the radiator cap lined up right in the middle of that pillowcase, and that way your rows were straight.
Yeah. And did you ride with them for any time? Did you get to ride on the? They just sort of put you behind them.
When we did threshing, I used to ride in the combine up in the top in the hopper and get like wheat all over me, wheat chaff, itch. We used to chew it because it makes good gum, except it doesn't stick together, and it doesn't have any taste at all except wheat taste. But that was our chewing gum because that's what we had.
They had one seat in the tractor, right? And when you rode,
yeah, well, look, it's got one seat.
That's
and
right.
It didn't even have a back on it. The seat we had didn't have a back on it. It was just like a tractor seat.
Did it have covers on the tires? Some of it had covers on the tires. Did yours have covers?
We didn't have covers on the tires. It was a John Deere. It wasn't like a Cadillac.
Oh, yeah, okay. And
it was there to do a job, and it did the job well.
Yep, and two people, one would just sort of ride, barely hanging onto the seat, and just sort of sit there. You didn't stay on them very long because you got uncomfortable in about 5 minutes trying to ride two on it.
I don't think anybody cared about our comfort. I think they cared more about getting the rows done.
Yes, they did.
And when you're young, you don't get uncomfortable, and you're driving a tractor. My God, you're...
No, I'm talking about riding. It's the second person.
We didn't ride. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't a Cadillac. It was a John Deere.
Oh, okay.
You didn't ride, unless they were pulling a trailer behind for baling. When they used to bale, we could ride on the trailer, but then we'd have to hop off, grab the bales, and throw them on the trailer. So that was about the only riding we did on a tractor, other than the driving.
Okay.
If you're going to be on it, you're going to work.
That's
not
right.
A toy.
It's no, these were never toys.
Yep.
I had the same experience. I wasn't raised on the farm like you, and I was lucky enough when I was 13 to spend the summer at the farm. And I got to ride on John Deeres. They had two different things. They had a John Deere, and well, actually had three different. They had a John Deere, they had a Case, and then they had a Caterpillar.
There's a tractor over there that I didn't see.
There he is. That's the one that got the cover over the wheels.
Oh. Okay.
Well, let me start over.
We're starting over.
We're not totally. It's just my turn.
Okay, it's his turn. He was in Minnesota spending a wonderful summer on the farm. Go.
Yes, and they would let me do exactly the same thing. They weren't quite as fancy. They didn't have the seat. They just said, keep a wheel in the, where they plowed out, and you go and you keep your wheel straight, and you stay in that, and you follow along, and you run to the end of the line, you make a turn, you come back again. And they set it up. They ran a couple with me, and then they put me in there for 2 days. I got to be on the tractor.
So in other words, he plowed like this. I plowed like that.
She plowed looking straight ahead, and I plowed looking sideways.
And down.
Well, actually, after you got used to it, you could sort of eyeball it off the steering wheel. You could eyeball.
Okay.
And
That's a guy thing.
Yeah, it's a guy thing. And you get to
Okay.
to do it correct. But I've always loved John Deere's. You know, I'm a tractor person.
I didn't even know there were any other kinds of tractors. I was totally surprised when I saw other kinds, and they're different colors. They're like orange and red.
I think we may still own a John Deere. You and I may have got...
Actually, I think we sold it. We thought it was worth probably 50 bucks, and what we found out is it's way more than that.
If we find it, if we still have it, it's in a place in Texas, and I did some pictures on it one time. I'll see if I can dig those out and put in with this video.
Okay.
Well, right now we're at a museum, a tractor museum.
In Forest City, Iowa.
Yes, in Forest City, Iowa.
It's called the Steam Threshing Museum and also the Old Town.
Yes.
It's really interesting. We took pictures last year when we were here.
Yes, we did. And I might grab a bunch of those too and put into the video. But tractors and I have always been really close. That was my favorite toy. I think was a toy tractor.
Well,
John
as
Deere.
I said, when I was growing up, it was not considered a toy. It wasn't.
I'm talking about the little ones, the little tiny ones, the ones you got at Christmas.
Oh, I didn't get those for Christmas. I got other.
You got women's
things.
stuff, girl stuff. Yeah, that's guy's thing. Is a John Deere.
No, I didn't get any women's stuff. I was too young. Just girl stuff.
Just girl stuff.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Stunted my growth. I wanted to be like the guys. I wanted to get out there and do the guy stuff because it was way more interesting than sitting in the house playing with a goofy doll that didn't do anything. You had to do all the pretending. You had to even cry for it. They didn't even cry. Now they cry.
Did you put anything on? Did you pull anything beside? What did you pull? A plow? What did you pull behind the tractor?
We were plowing.
Okay. Did you do anything else? You run the
No,
seeder?
I didn't do it. They wouldn't trust me with anything else.
Just plowing.
They barely trusted me with that. I was in the 3rd grade. How trustworthy can you be to do actual stuff?
Okay. Say.
Good night, Gracie.
Roland Willits, Old Men Stories. Thank you.